Hey guys, what's going on? So, we are still talking about the New Testament. We're on the fourth book of the Bible, the last of the Gospels, the Gospel of John. Uh, if we're going to get technical for a little bit, the Gospels consist of four books: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the story of Jesus. Matthew, Mark, and Luke are what are called the Synoptic Gospels. It really just means the same because a lot of what they say appears in each one of them. About 80% of Mark appears in Matthew and in Luke. They are telling the same story, and they're doing so from a different point of view, highlighting different things about this amazing life of Jesus Christ. John, on the other hand, takes a whole different look because John is Jesus' best friend. If you read the Gospels and you look closely, Jesus had 12 disciples. He then had kind of an inner three. Every once in a while, he would go off with Peter, James, and John. And on a few occasions, he would just take John. So John writes his gospel. John tells the story of Jesus Christ, and he does so not from the point of view of wanting to accent the Messiah or wanting to find out fact from fiction. Those things are obviously super awesome and good, but he does so from a much more personal standpoint of a best friend, of a diary, of a memoir of his best friend for 3 years, Jesus Christ. And so we get a lot of stuff in John that we don't get anywhere else. It's very personal. It's very touching. I love this book, and you're probably going to hear me say that a lot about all the books, but I love this book because it shows that Jesus had a best friend. Sometimes we think of the life of Jesus as this very staunch mystic, never touching the ground, always acting in the position of God and not acting in the position of a human being. But John tells us that's not the case. John shows us that he was human. He had friends. John was his friend. And so we see the life of Jesus not from a scope of history like maybe Matthew does with is he the Messiah from the Old Testament, not from is he real or urban legend as the look from Luke, but we get this, hey, let me show you the softer side of Jesus. So it's almost like if you read a biography of George Washington, and you read one that was written by a political ally, maybe a ambassador from France or something. But then you read the biography of George Washington from his closest friend. Those two stories would not be more accurate than the other, but it would be different. And it would show you a softer side of George Washington that maybe the military ambassador wouldn't see. The French ambassador wouldn't notice because he's not looking at that side. John sees Jesus as a friend. So we get some amazing stories in the book of John. I'd encourage you, read it.